back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you have your hosts, Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. My guys, we're back with another week. I'm excited to see you guys. Let's get straight into it. How are you guys doing?
Time out. I'm doing terribly. I want to talk about the Giants and this BS call that they called offsides on that field goal attempt where it was like literally the most perfect snap jump you could ever have, and they threw a flag on it. That should be reviewable. It's whatever. I'm still bitter.
You can't see in slow mo.
But they could
See
tell.
in slow mo.
But they could review it. Why didn't they just review? Be like, oh yeah, my bad. That was not a penalty.
Where were they playing at?
In Washington.
Oh, okay. You got it there. Do you know if those refs would have overturned that call, they might not have made it out the stadium.
Yeah. It was
true.
A bang play. You can't get. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I'd be upset too, but hey, don't.
That's what I mean. We should. There was other things that we should have done to win that game. For example,
blame Slayton.
Like, Slayton should have caught the ball in the end zone. Danny
Dive.
Dimes, baby, Danny Dimes. He's like a poor man's Josh Allen or a white man's Lamar Jackson. He's out there running for like 100 yards. He's a beast. He's a beast at running.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, man,
my bad.
I'm glad you got that off your chest. Oh, nice. Actually, let me go ahead and give you a flower. Give him his flowers early, so I don't have to talk about this later. So I've been giving Sterling Shepard trash the whole off season. I mean, probably the last 2 years. I've been saying he's straight garbage, and he's been playing very well. And I say that ahead of time because he's probably going to get injured in the next 2 weeks. So I'm just getting that out there now. Sterling Shepard, if you hear me, bro, keep balling. I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of the season. I'm sorry for dogging him. I like the production that you guys are, bringing to the table. That's the last time you'll hear me say that. Anyway, getting it straight to NCAA. Before we touch on NCAA football, I have one thing to say about NBA. Training camp is starting up in the next month or the next couple weeks. Ben Simmons is not showing up to camp. He's pulling, the AB card or, these guys like, I'm not showing up. Either going to trade me or, I'm not going to play. Supposedly, it works in the NFL. I don't know if it's going to work in the NBA though. So I think he's the first player to actually try that in the NBA. So he's not showing up. There's some rumors of like the teams that he can go to. All the teams that they said he can go to are trash in my opinion. I don't think he's a good fit if he goes to the Blazers. I don't think he's a good fit if he goes to the Golden State Warriors. Like those teams don't need him, right? Like those are not teams that need him. But that's my take on that. So we'll see how that drama leads up to the season. And then touch on NCAA. It was a couple good games last week. We had a nail biter down there in the swamp. My Road Tide versus the hometown Gators. Florida. First of all, we came out the gate and tried to stomp on their throats early. It was 21-3, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if Tim Tebow came down into the field or whatever happened, but. Yeah, or maybe he jumped into Emery's jersey and then played for him for a little bit. But they had play after play and they tightened up. So we ended up winning by 2, I believe. And it was a pretty good game. And then Penn State played against Auburn. That was a good game at nighttime. Seeing that whiteout, that was pretty exciting to watch as well. And that's the only kind of 2 big games that was there that week. It was a lot of if you are a mid-major watcher or games that out of the Power 5, there was a couple games in that regards, but that's all I had pretty much for college football in NBA.
All right, I guess we cover baseball real quick. We are coming up. There's only about 10 games left for each team till the playoffs. There's a couple good races right now. It looks like the Yankees, unless they turn around real quick, they're going to be bounced out of the playoffs. Both Toronto and Boston are playing better. They have easier schedules than the Yankees. So, I'm sorry, New York fans, but they might be out this year.
How many games are left?
About 10.
10, okay.
Yeah.
And be like five out or 4 out.
What's that? They're 2 games back, I think.
Oh, 2 games. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong list then.
No, they're 2 games back from Boston. They're actually tied with Toronto right now, but Toronto, like I said, Toronto has an easier schedule, so that plays a factor too.
Yeah.
So and the Yankees have been messing around losing to Baltimore of all teams, so they really don't deserve to be in.
They're not focused.
No. And then what's crazy in the NL, real quick, is I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize, but the NL East has a worse record than the wild card team does. Like the Braves are the 79-70. The wild card team is 81-69, which is St. Louis. And the second wild card right now is Cincinnati at 78 wins. So it's just crazy how that happened. But
sounds like the NBA.
But I will say, Philly is only a game back in the wild card race and 2 games back in the division. I told y'all a few weeks ago, watch out for Philly. They have the roster to compete, and they have crawled their way back. So we'll see if they can make that last push and get into the playoffs. If they get in the playoffs, they could make some noise. They do have a good roster. But unfortunately, if they only make the wild card, they got to play the Dodgers or San Francisco. So they better hope that they win their division to at least get a 5-game series instead of just that 1-game plan. That's pretty much it. I mean, we're still on MVP watch, of course, for Ohtani and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Those are the top 2 candidates right now in the AL. And they're both crushing it still. So we'll see who ends up edging who on that one.
Is Junior still winning? Or still? Is he still? Can he still win the Triple Crown or no?
He still has a chance at it. Yes.
Okay, cool. With chance, yeah.
But again, 10 more games, so we'll see.
Yeah.
10 games.
We got one.
10 games.
All right, NFL.
Baseball, so.
Yeah. What's that?
Actually,
like
I have one thing to say, Brian. What do you know who the catcher is from the Royals? I saw something about him breaking.
Salvador Perez.
Yeah. I saw something about him breaking the record for the most home runs from a catcher or something like that.
Yeah, it was held by Johnny Bench. It's been a record for probably 40 to 45 years, something like that.
Yeah, that's dope. Shout out to him. That's.
And now he's just tacking it on.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yep. And unfortunately, he plays on the Royals, and they're not very good.
All right, we had week 2 of the NFL season. Obviously, I went through. I don't know if you want me to go through like the scores of the week, some major upsets.
Just go with what you think is the highlight.
But I'll just. Oh yeah, I'll go down the list. If you didn't look at the scores of the games, we'll hit them later. But like here's what I'm gonna say about injury wise, because we had a ton of injuries, especially quarterbacks going down this week. But Philly lost their defensive end, Brandon Graham. I'm pretty sure it was like an ankle injury, and I think if I read correctly, he's going on IR. So that's not good. That sucks.
That's 8 weeks, right?
Yeah. Well, no. The new IR is at least 3 weeks because of COVID.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you could do that.
So,
but okay.
Yeah. Speaking of IR, Jarvis Landry will be out at least 3 weeks. Him and Odell apparently don't want to play on the same field at the same time because Odell's supposed to make his return this week. He's been posting on Instagram, trying to get everyone hyped up, doing like some subliminal messaging that like he's gonna come back and be ready to play, and he's gonna hold the whatever baton until Jarvis Landry comes back.
Now.
Yeah. Bradley Chubb had an ankle injury. I'm pretty sure I saw that he went on IR as well. IR nowadays, like, it doesn't mean much because I'm pretty sure they only have to be out 3 weeks, unless it's like a significant injury. Then they have to come back later. The big one is Tua. Tua actually fractured a rib during the game with the Bills. This was like a disgusting game. I've like
that was a beatdown, bro.
It was a beatdown because what was the score? It was like 38-0, 35-0.
Yeah.
But you did, as a Bills fan, I don't think you watched that game and was like, man, my team stomped them. Like they didn't look great. Like, if you look at the box score, like, it wasn't a great... It was just literally because Jacoby Brissett came in and they just couldn't get anything done on Miami offense. So
even Josh Allen didn't look great. He looked average.
Oh, yeah. As of right now...
bad in the beginning.
Yeah. As of right now, Brian is winning the wager of Josh Allen not being a top 5 quarterback this year. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. It's a long season, but...
Hold on. I'm in there too now.
Oh, I don't know. Kenny...
Come on now, don't hold me
out
out my breath. What? I'm in there.
Film.
Well, I'm telling you, we got some. I'm in there.
Oh, you are in there.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
But that's right.
Okay. He tried to slip it in the episode, and we can go back and listen to episode 21. I didn't. You didn't say anything.
Check it back.
We're gonna have to start writing this stuff down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to write it down. Here,
we need y'all to leave it in the comments of like the best is going on. Hey, episode 21 bet this. Episode 16 bet this. So
hey, if people are listening intently enough to keep track and keep us honest, that's all. That's half the battle, right? Keeping them listening. So like, let's get people listening intently. Hey, another scary injury, like mildly scary. It's apparently not a big deal, but Dalvin Cook was limping on and off the field throughout the game. He does this like every year since his like major injury. He gets slightly injured, comes off, looks like, man, this guy's done for the year. Let me go pick up Madison. And then he's like back out there the next drive, like juking, running down the field. The head coach, Mike Zimmer, said it was an ankle sprain and doesn't seem too worried about it. So I imagine if you play fantasy, pick up Madison if he's on your waivers just as like a just in case kind of thing. But more than likely, Dalvin Cook's going to be out.
Don't waste it. I saw a little video they did today. He's like, man, I had a stinger in the beginning, and I was scared because he said he never had a stinger in his career. So he just laid on the ground because he was like, what the hell is going on? So he said he was scared. He didn't know what to move. He wanted the trainer to take care of him. That was the first injury. He was on the ground. The second one, he said it was an actual ankle sprain. He said, but listen, I've rolled my ankle plenty of times. He said, I'll be good. They're like, are you going to be out? He's like, no, I'll be there on Sunday. Yep. So you guys could waste, one of your, picks, drop a player for it. But I wouldn't do it with Madison. That's a waste.
If you have spots on your bench, it doesn't hurt to have him there as a just in case type thing. And if he doesn't work out, you just drop him. Or you're at least keeping him away from someone else that does have him on his team. And then you can hold him by the balls if he does get injured. You can be like, if it's a dynasty league, let me get your first round pick. Save your season right here.
Yeah,
I would ever do such a thing.
Yes,
I'm not a fantasy guru. I'm just winning 4 out of 5 leagues in my fantasy, so I don't really know too much.
Oh, hey, the Steelers are having some trouble. T.J. Watt limped off the field with a groin injury. Not sure the news on him right now. You'll find out practice reports later this week. Deontay Johnson doesn't look like he's going to play. He had a knee injury, which is kind of a big deal for the Steelers because he was like literally the only bright spot. I mean, granted, like Chase Claypool's great. He is exactly, if you've watched the previous episodes that we talked about where Chase Claypool's going to be that guy that's going to get the big plays. He's going to get the touchdowns. And if you watch this game last week, there was 4 bomb plays to Claypool. He connected on one of them, and I think he had 4 catches for 70-something yards. So he's going to get the big chunk plays. So I don't think if Deontay Johnson's out, the guy that's going to get his targets is going to be that short yardage dude. So Juju's probably going to be a higher in the PPR. He's going to be more valuable because I'm going to be honest, Big Ben doesn't look like he has it. He looks like he lost some of his deep ball throws. So hopefully that bites me in the ass later on, but we'll get to that later. No spoilers.
Yeah. Deep pickup, go with James Washington.
Yeah,
for sure, James Washington. For some reason, the backup quarterbacks, maybe because they have that chemistry running with the twos, they always throw the ball to him if Big Ben's not playing. So
yep. Andy Dalton was another big one that went down. He suffered a knee injury, and then I think I heard news that I heard news that like Andy Dalton was fine. He's still our starting quarterback. But then finally today, Matt Nagy finally comes out and he's like, "Look, all right,
Yes, sir.
Justin Fields is our quarterback, clearing up anything." So, and the way he said it is to alleviate any like impression or like any pressure or something like that. He was naming him the starting quarterback. So, like, I think Fields is the starting quarterback from now to the end of the year, unless he gets injured. And I think his backup is Nick Foles because Andy Dalton's injured. So that'll be interesting. I know Kenny's hyped about Justin Fields being out there.
Did I not or did I not call that?
Yeah, you did.
I said it.
You can't predict this.
You know what I mean? My cousin is Miss Cleo. You know what I mean? She gave me her little magic ball. She said, "Listen, Justin Fields is going to play. Something that's going to be a weird little injury. Give a little alleyway to sneak through and look." Bro, when I say the fans in Chicago was so amped when he tested field, people was in there crying. They were like,
Robinson was so nervous with Fields out there, he dropped a touchdown pass. Clear pass to him. Allen Robinson just dropped it. He doesn't drop a lot of passes. He was probably worried. He's probably like, "Man, I'm not used to getting a good pass. I'm used to like getting some wobbly duck like coming in."
Getting a duck. My thing is this: I know we're going to get into it later, but do you guys really think that Justin Fields is the savior? Because the way the Chicago fans and everybody is making it seem like he's getting them to the Super Bowl.
No.
Considering the Giants have the Bears first round pick, I hope not. I sure as hell hope not. I hope they lose every single game. So, all right. So I think I got like two more that are like major injuries. Three. Sorry. The Rams. Darrell Henderson rib injury. I think he's gonna play. So I think he's gonna be fine. They'll just give him a shot and throw him out there. So all those people that are like, "Oh, Sonny Michel," he's probably gonna be nothing. Yeah. And then a weird injury. The Colts, Carson Wentz cannot like this man the universe is telling him don't play football no more. And he's just like, "No, I'm good."
Something else.
Both ankles on the same play. He sprained, but he has like two ankle injuries on one play, both ankles. How do you sprain both ankles in one play?
I thought it was his foot. He sprained both ankles?
He sprained both ankles.
So,
damn.
he just can't.
Mr. Can't get right, man.
That takes away the weirdest injury from Keenan Allen, because when he had that lacerated kidney, that was the weird injury. But now this one, I think this one takes the cake on that one.
Yeah, this is just weird. He just can't. He doesn't want it. The Lord does not want him to play football.
No.
Get the picture. Andrew Luck, we need you back.
Oh, I thought you said, I thought you were about to say Andrew Luck is coming out of retirement. I was about to say, cut it out.
I love that man. He was so good. So good.
I don't think he's ever going to come back.
He's not.
He made too much money, and he's smart with his investments. He's chilling, bro. He's on his Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
Chilling. So.
And two more. The 49ers are apparently challenging the Ravens in a battle to lose the most running backs to injuries. But they're not as bad as the Ravens. The Ravens like to go full force and get like season-ending injuries. The 49ers are just like, nah, let's just, concussion here, shoulder injury here. JaMychal Hasty's out with an ankle injury. He doesn't look like he's coming back. Trey Sermon, he's like, all right, I was out last week. I got fresh legs. Concussion. He's in the concussion protocol. Elijah Mitchell's like, hey, people just spent like $95 a fab on me. I'm ready to go. Shoulder injury. He was getting the bulk of the carries, though. I will say that. Elijah Mitchell was getting the bulk of the carries. So I think Mitchell ends up.
To watch out.
I think Mitchell ends up playing. And I don't think Sermon comes out of the concussion protocol, because you would usually know by now that like whether or not they're going to come out. But like it could be Trey Sermon, Elijah Mitchell. A name to look out for that the 49ers love, who's currently on the PUP, is Jeff Wilson Jr. They love this man. And if he comes off the PUP and these guys are half injured, he's gonna ball out, and like he did it multiple
he can't
times.
come back until week 7, though, right?
No, I think it's like week 4.
Pup is the first 6 weeks. That's why Gilmore's
Is
out
it?
that long. Yeah.
I'm not
All right,
exactly sure.
Well, still.
Either way, when he comes back, though, they love some Jeff Wilson, so they're going to get him off the totes for sure.
Yep. We'll see.
Yeah. That's a stasher for you guys out there. And there's at the RRI spots. Hey, Ryan, I would tell you that cracked me up right there. You said the contest. Because it's like, all right, do you want to get on the IR or do you want to be out for the season? Which one you want?
That's
like,
what team you pick on. That's what team you pick.
That's where you go.
And the last one, I know this one hits us all close to home. We love watching Tyler Taylor out there for the Houston Texans. I'm telling you right now, I was convinced that was Deshaun Watson in Tyrod's jersey just out there playing because he looks amazing. And then he pulls his hammy running in for a touchdown, and he's out. Yeah, I feel bad.
For him. He was balling.
Another one. The Lord just doesn't want this man to play football.
Every year, puncture lung, boom.
He was
Pull
doing well.
Boom.
He was doing well for the Chargers too. When he was playing well for the Chargers, punctured lung because training staff. He was doing great. You know what? This was probably the training staff. They probably like overstretched his hamstring. He just
overstretched the hamstring so David Mills can get in there. A rookie.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, listen, if he has a rookie behind him, he should never go to a team that's a rookie behind him.
Yep.
Because if he does, somebody's going to do something to mess his season up.
What Kenny's saying is go pick up David Mills. He's the future of the Houston Texans. The future ain't bright. The only bright spot in that team is Brandon Cooks. And he is a concussion away from his career being over. Like he is the black version of Wes Welker. Like he get that man a giant helmet. He is gonna get a concussion this year. End of story.
Conehead. Oh my gosh. Hey, Ryan's on the jokes tonight. Like he's in his bag. He's a character tonight for sure.
Hey man.
Man.
Hit me with your quick impressions of the week. That's what I got for like injuries. Tell me what like game you were most impressed with, like team you were most impressed with, like something you were most surprised with. I don't know if you have it like pulled up.
I'm gonna give all the credit to the Ravens. Like what they did on Monday was some big gonads type things. Like at the end, that fourth down, he just said, "Hey Lamar, what we doing?" John Harbaugh said, "He's like, hey man, we going for it." And they went for it. Like they showed the percentage. If they kicked it, they still had a 65 or 70% chance, right? And if they didn't get it, they had a 23 or 33% chance of winning. And they were like, "Forget it, we're gonna go for it, man. Whatever." I just thought that was balling, especially because 86% of America put their money on the Chiefs.
Yep.
When I saw that, I was like, man, something crazy gonna happen. 86% of America, Vegas probably put a call into the refs like, hey, we can't lose, bro. We cannot lose. So, but I give credit to them. I know Lamar threw those 2 picks early, and he looked a little shaky at first, but they definitely started letting that all hang out in the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what adjustment they made? They were like, oh, we can't have this man throwing a bunch of balls. We need him like granted that jump pass over his lineman was dope. Like he needs to do that every time.
It was like some backyard football when he was doing that in the second half.
That's what Hollywood reminds me of Tyreek Hill if he could stay healthy and if he had a better quarterback, like throwing him the ball. I'm not like bashing on Lamar because they're gonna win games. They're gonna win like at least 10 games this year because of Lamar Jackson because he is literally the best playmaker on that team. But like when it comes to throwing, he missed that straight bomb to wide open to like start the game off. Like right before the pick six, he missed a bomb to Hollywood Brown. If he hits that's a completely different game script. Like putting Mahomes on his heels. But then again, maybe they lose if that happens.
Yeah, could be.
Brian, let's hear about your Patriots. You can't be impressed about a 25-6 win.
No, I'm not.
I would not be either.
They had 4 interceptions, bro. They should have beaten that team 40-0. Like that was no. The offense still is being very vanilla, and I don't like it. They got the training wheels on Mac. So
Coach Brian.
McDaniel said the training wheels are not on. We are not afraid to go deep with Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's what he's saying to the media. Like
he also said he was going to take the Colts job.
Yeah.
He was also going to take the Colts job.
Yeah, that man's a very trustworthy man. I take his word. Listen. There is
Believe
no
in Josh.
way. I guarantee you, they told Mac, you take the for sure throw. And so, yeah, there might be one guy going deep who might be open, but it's a smaller window than the other guy who's underneath for 10 yards. So that's what's happening, is he is doing what they told him to, I think. And so, in a way, that's training wheels. So I could foresee them letting it open up against Tom Brady and the Bucs, though. I think Bill Belichick has a hair across his ass because Brady's been.
When did they play?
Week 4.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say they got another
this
week.
but then week after.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, Belichick does have a hair across his ass, because Brady's been in the media lately. His commercials, his little digs here and there at Bill.
Yeah.
You know, and Bill's got that on his bulletin. He's already scheming. He's ready. Like, I'm not saying the Patriots gonna win that game because they're outmatched, but dude, Belichick is gonna coach his ass off for that game. So
They're gonna lose by 20, bro.
I mean, what?
They're gonna
Hey,
lose by 20.
No, they're
he
not.
said they're gonna lose by 20.
they're
Dang. That sounds like a board
You wanna
bet.
You want to put your money where your mouth
He
is,
doesn't-
Kenny? 20
I'm
points.
just telling you.
Say 14. Say 14. Say
14
14.
points. 14
You
points.
wanna
They're gonna lose
put
by
your money where
14.
your mouth is, Kenny?
They're gonna lose by 14.
No.
I for sure know they lose by
No,
14.
they're not.
I'll put 100 on that one though.
It's not happening.
See, it changed now. See,
What,
because
you
the
want-
20, you said I like
You want
that.
to do
I like the
100?
20.
We'll do 100. That's fine.
He said a Honda for 14 points.
You giving me plus 14
100 for
bucks.
14.
He's giving you 14.
Or plus
Yeah,
14
I'll give you
on the
14.
Patriots. Okay, I'll take
So
it.
if they win by 14, then it's a push. We play like in Vegas.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. Dang.
Dang, man.
Hey, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about the Patriots. Dang it! Go ahead.
All right. Anyways,
Shit.
dude, we need a shake up on the offensive line too. Just so you know, I think Isaiah Wynn sucks at left tackle right now. I'd kick his ass into guard, move Michael Weno to right tackle, and when Trent Brown comes back, put him at left.
Hey,
So-
I hope you guys are taking notes, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Coach Brian is telling you live.
Well, listen, most people coming out of the draft on Isaiah Wynn had him as a guard because he's got short arms. He's not as big as most tackles in the NFL. And he's supposed to be athletic, but he's getting beat by speed rushing on the outside. The only reason why he wasn't giving up sacks against the Jets is because the right tackle was worse. And his guy was getting there first. Like, against the Jets, it was like a race on the outside. Who can get to Mac first? Like, both tackles sucked in that game, man. I'm disappointed. The offensive line is supposed to be a strength of the team, and it has not shown up at all.
We can tell you're upset.
And also,
Yeah.
we gave up 150 yards rushing to the Jets. So, we spent all this money on this defense, and it ain't come to fruition. They're still soft against the run. They're going to get beat up if they play like that. They need to get more stout up front. I don't know what they need to do. They need to find their Vince Wilfork. They need to find somebody that's some big fat guy, put his ass in the middle and tell him, take up 2 to 3 blocks for us. Thanks.
So is that the strength of your team or is it not?
Our secondary specifically is our strength.
Okay.
But yeah, our defense is our strength versus the offense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
But they can't stop the run right now. And it's
Dude, can I
sad.
get a written apology from you though, Brian?
About what?
Because weren't you talking trash on the Panthers? And I told you that they, because I'm pretty sure earlier in the, I think do you guys play the Panthers this year, the Patriots?
Yes.
Because I think in my
And we said
argument,
that the Panthers.
I think they were going to give you a fit. I said that they were going to give the Patriots a fit.
I said the Panthers was going to win,
Oh, okay.
and you laughed.
Yeah.
Who, Brian did?
Yeah, he laughed. He's
Oh,
like,
the
"Man,
Heat.
Panthers are not."
They're about to be the first 3-0 team. They ain't losing tomorrow. They play Thursday night. They're winning that game. There's no way. Who did they play like Miami or something like that? Like someone Houston. Oh yeah, they win that game.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like I'll come up in BK bits. Don't worry. But
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But
They
I
look
also
good,
don't
man.
think they've really. Yeah, that was pretty impressive to beat the Saints, I guess. But Jameis Winston, despite the what they did to the Packers, he hasn't played that well. So I'm not really convinced that the Saints are really that great. So who have the Panthers beat? That's all. That's all I'm saying. So let's see them going against a good team.
One game in, but
We'll
I
say-
like them.
Okay.
Before we go to the great debate, I want to say one thing before I go straight into it, and I don't want to hear any back talk from Brian. You saying that the Saints are not good, but the Saints are going to beat the Patriots this week. Anyway, we'll see. The great debate, we have the biggest surprise or disappointment from a player this far into week 2 in the NFL. So whoever wants to start it off, actually Ryan, you can start it off because I know that Brian's going to give me some pushback about the Saints beating the Patriots this week. So go ahead, Ryan.
All right, so I'm gonna be an overachiever, and I'm gonna do the quarterback I'm most impressed with, and the quarterback I'm like super disappointed in. So the one I'm most impressed with is Derek Carr. Like, they're 2-0. He willed his team to win. Has the most passing yards in the NFL right now with 817. Granted, like he had an overtime game, and like they were like he's played a little bit more. He's got 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he's completing, I think, like 66% of his passes. I mean, he's balling out. He's a winner. I like his attitude. And I think he fits perfect with John Gruden. So Derek Carr is like my guy. Because what does he have at receivers? He has Ruggs, he has Edwards, but these are not like house names. These are just. And he's got Darren Waller, obviously the best.
Waller?
the second best tight end in the league right now. But even last game, they shut down Waller. And what did Derek Carr do? He threw to the second tight end. Second tight end caught the touchdown. Waller didn't get as many targets because he had to go to Bryan Edwards. It forced him to throw a deep ball to Ruggs. Like, he's able to adapt, and he's playing lights out right now. So I like him. Not Brady lights out, but he's playing.
The funniest thing is, I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago, when Gruden and Mayock was going in there and they were shuffling the teams around and stuff. Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, they're going to get rid of Derek Carr. Derek Carr does not fit John Gruden's system. John Gruden doesn't like him and all that. And then now you hear people saying he's perfect for the system. He's a great mesh. And it's like, it just kills me how people just flip-flop so quick when it's like, listen, if you like him as a player, then you like him regardless whether he's good or bad. But people just ride the wave. Because I thought he was good regardless. Like, this whole career, he's been decent, and I do agree he hasn't had a lot of weapons. Of course, he has Waller now, which is the most consistent weapon he has. But like, receivers rise has been up and down, up and down. I think it's Waller and Hunter Renfrow. Like, that's the only 2 guys that's been consistent with him.
Let him get Devontae back. Then we have something. But then they play together in college. I'm pretty sure they play together.
Yeah, talking about Devontae Adams, yeah. At Fresno State,
So, like, I mean, and Devontae doesn't want to play in Green Bay, right? Well, if Rodgers isn't there.
He's only going to leave if Aaron's not there.
So next year.
Which is next year. He's on his farewell tour right now. Hey, and the person I'm least impressed with is Big Ben. He looks like hot garbage. Like, they beat the Bills week 1, but it was like one of the most unimpressive wins I've ever seen. I don't like, this guy is just he looks like he doesn't have it. He looks it's his offensive line that's probably the big issue. They're not pass protecting for him. He doesn't have it in him to scramble and like make moves in the pocket like he used to. Maybe this will bite me. And I think he got injured last week, so yeah, that's not good. I don't know if he's gonna play this week. I don't know what's happening there. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to advise anyone.
Talking to them and getting them prepared for the game. I think him and Deontay Johnson will find a way to play, even though they banged up. So
well, he needs to figure it out because Big Ben at home is usually good, and last week was time to shut everyone up, and he did not do it.
He definitely didn't do that at all.
So that's who I'm least impressed with. So much for that debate.
Yeah, it wasn't really a debate in that. I agree with you, the Derek Carr, and then the Big Ben, he's been trash. But for me, for my quarterbacks, the person I'm most surprised or excited to see playing is actually Jared Goff, which everybody was giving him trash the whole offseason. Like, oh my gosh, the Detroit Lions are going to be absolutely terrible. But he is looking like Jared Goff at Cal. Like, maybe it was the aura of LA that was too much for him, and it was too much pressure. Because right now, his percentage completion wise is the same. It's around like 69%. I know it's only 2 games, but he has 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 94.6 QB rating. His highest of his career was, in 18 with the 101, which I know it's a little 7 points off, but I just like how he's playing. I like his demeanor. I like how the players, or offense mesh well with him. If you are a running back fan, Swift and Williams is getting all the action. Quintez Cephas, or how you say his last name?
Yep, that was perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Cephas, yeah. He's like starting to show up and play. So like I think when they're playing, I don't think they're gonna win maybe win 1 or 2, they get lucky, right? But for the most part, I think a lot of the games will be competitive, and I'm really excited to see him perform and play. Like, it's good to see, because I liked him at college, but then it kind of fell off after that. But I like him. And then disappointments is obviously Tua. Like, talk about somebody that had the most hype of, I don't know, the last 5 years quarterback wise. People are saying when he's most NFL ready, and all that. And of course he had the hip injury, and I still believe in him. But what he's shown us in the games that he has played, it doesn't give you much confidence as if you're like, hey man, Tua is the guy. Like, he is giving me Teddy Bridgewater, like Teddy. Not saying Teddy Bridgewater is bad, but he's giving me Teddy Bridgewater like it's a ceiling. Like, he's not going to go out there and win the games. If you have a great defense, then he'll be effective. If your defense is not good, then don't count on him to win the games, because it's not going to happen. He'll put up decent numbers here and there, but other than that, that's all you're getting. Which is not what everybody was expecting. Everybody was expecting him to be a big number guy, like put the team on his back. He's the next group of quarterbacks. He's with, Justin Herbert and Josh Allen and Watson. He's that group of quarterbacks that's coming with them, but I don't see that right now.
I don't know what media sources you were looking at, but I don't think anyone ever viewed Tua as like the next gunslinger. I think he's always been thought of in the same category as Mac Jones in terms of like conservative. He's not gonna make a lot of mistakes, and that's exactly what he did against the Patriots. He went against like one of the harder defenses in the league week 1, and then week 2 he got injured within like the first like quarter. So like, I don't know. I feel like it's unfair to evaluate his performance out of a game in a quarter, 5 quarters.
Yeah, I'm comparing last year. I know it was his first year back, and what you see so far in the whole game. Nothing is impressing me. And if you look at his draft stock when he came out, Mike Mayock, they were already saying like his junior year, of course he got injured the senior. His junior year, they were saying NFL ready. Like, he has the best, he has great throwing angle, best accuracy, yards, decision making. Everything was flawless in his game. That's what I'm saying coming out. So everybody was so hyped on him coming out because of his production. And for him to get drafted, I know the hip injury, for him to get drafted, and okay, you're healthy. In my opinion, if you're playing the game, I don't want to hear anything about your hip. If you're healthy to play the game, then go out there and perform. If you're not, then just don't play. So like, if he had a great game, people would be like, oh man, he had a great game with the bad hip. Like, no, I don't want to hear that. He either had a great game or he doesn't have a good game. And right now, his production is just is poor.
So you're saying watch out for Alabama quarterbacks?
No. I'm saying because Jalen Hurts was like a dog. If you're talking about somebody else,
he didn't finish as an Alabama quarterback. That's why he got ran out. They were like, "Oh, this guy's too good. We got to get him out of here."
Who did he get ran out by? Who did he get ran out by?
Tua and Mac Jones.
Tua.
No, not Mac Jones. He got ran out by Tua because everybody was saying, "Hey, Tua is the guy. You're not going to play over him because he should be the number one pick." Yeah,
because
fine.
Tua.
Look it up.
Because Tua.
Go look it up.
No, you're 100% right. I'm sure you're right.
Oh,
but listen, I'm trolling you in a sense that like Tua you can control. Like Hurts, you gotta do it. Like Tua's gonna do exactly what he's told. Hurts is gonna maybe tuck it up and fight for an extra yard or two and maybe fumble the ball or make a big play. And some coaches like Bill Belichick and Nick Saban don't like unpredictability at their quarterback position. And look, that's why Cam Newton got ripped out of town. Like, it's unpredictability. I want you to do the game plan that I set forward for you, carry it out, and don't go crazy.
Yep. I have one caveat before you go, Brian. I didn't mean to cut you off. That's not true. In the national championship game, when he came in and he won, Nick Saban even said it out of his mouth himself. He said, "Oh man, like, oh my gosh, look at Tua. He threw the touchdown." Nick said, "We got lucky because it was a wrong coverage for him to throw that route. He was not supposed to throw the go route, and he still threw it, and it happened to work out. But that was the wrong play to throw it against that coverage." So you said, "Oh, he wants somebody who can control." He didn't control him there.
Well, yeah, he didn't expect to happen. It was out of his control that he'd even be in the game because he thought he had Hurts.
Man, they said that man against the ones threw 90% completion. 90% completion the whole week. And the last practice, he had no incomplete passes. So you telling me he didn't think about putting him in the game? He said, "Man, this dude is throwing it all around against the ones who's supposed to be the best in the nation." What you think they're going to do when he play Georgia? My bad, Brian. Go ahead. I took too much.
It's all good. I just want to say real quick, I agree with Ryan's assessment on that situation because Bill Belichick and Nick Saban definitely like predictability at the quarterback position. He said it 100% correct. So, yeah, that's why Hurts left and went to Oklahoma. And that's why Nick Saban chose Tua over him. 100% correct.
No. Thank you.
I said it better myself.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
he didn't
Brian,
choose.
did I say it exactly how you told me to say it?
Yes.
Is that how we rehearsed it?
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't choose Tua because of predictability. He chose Tua because Tua is a better passer than Jalen Hurts. Point blank, period. He's a better passer than Jalen Hurts. He could do the same thing Jalen Hurts could do running, but his passing was 10 times is better.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I feel like they both are marginal passers at best.
He had the highest completion rate in college football.
At Alabama with most talented team in America.
It doesn't matter. You still have to complete it. Complete the pass.
I know, but he
did
the
it.
Passing window, like you could throw a truck through there. I mean, come on.
What?
Who is he playing against? Nobody's.
All right. Nobody.
He's got a bunch of Heisman players on his team. Like, come on.
Oh my gosh. Now y'all just trolling.
I wish I had some advanced analytics on my hand because I'd be able to tell you like his average depth of target in terms of like who he's throwing the ball to. Because I'm sure there were short passes and then his like boss ass receivers were taking it to the house.
Yeah, he was only
kind
throwing that go route on a botched coverage. Like, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like anybody could have thrown it up there.
You guys don't even watch college. I'm not even entertaining y'all. You guys are NFL gurus. Y'all don't even watch college. Leave that to me. Okay?
All right.
Leave the college to me because right now y'all are getting under my skin. Okay?
All right, Brian. Let's hear it. Who are you most impressed?
Brian. All right, most impressed, man. I feel bad now. Kenny went and trashed my most impressed. It's Teddy Bridgewater because this man is balling out right now. I'm just saying.
He is.
Like, it's only 2 games, but listen, he's got a 77% completion percentage. I like efficient quarterback play, okay? And that's what he's doing. He's got 4 touchdowns, no picks. Is he doing anything special? No, but he doesn't need to because the rest of the team around him is pretty good. So I feel like he's just commanding the offense very well right now. He's putting them in a position to win, and that's all you need to ask from him. And I like that type of quarterback. Now, is he going to go against a team like the Buccaneers and throw it all over the place and put them on their back? No. he has to hope that his defense helps him out, keeps the score low, so he can keep the, just move the ball down the field. That's the type of quarterback he is. He's not throwing it all over the place. But what he's asked to do, he's doing it very well, and I'm very impressed by it so far. Trust me, I'm not like...
Way to go, buddy.
I'm not a big Teddy Bridgewater fan by any means, but I had to put it out there for him.
Bro,
all right.
Teddy been balling. I was just saying his ceiling. That's all I was saying. I didn't
right.
say he's not a good player. I was just saying his ceiling.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
he is average.
Yeah. Who you disappointed by?
I'm disappointed by Zach Wilson. Completely. No, he went up against Bill Belichick defense, and Bill Belichick is 23-6 against rookie quarterbacks in his tenure at New England. I get all that. And greatest defensive mind ever. Like, blah, 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 blah. Some of those throws that he made, though, like, they were more than bad. They were just awful. Like, he was playing catch with the defenders. There was no wide receiver there. Like, I don't know what he was doing. And you're the number 2 pick overall. Like, you are expected to come in and start changing that franchise, and I expected more from him. I'm not saying I expected.
No, you didn't.
Him. Yes, I. Well, okay, no, not me.
You
personally.
did not expect.
Okay, not me personally, but if I am the Jets, I expected more. Do you see what I'm saying? They chose you to help turn that franchise around, and thus far, it's been awful. Like, he is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now. He needs to be better than that. He needs to be closer to the 20 range as a rookie on a bad team. But
What about Trevor Lawrence? Are you impressed with him?
I'm not, but...
Is he worse than Zach Wilson?
Right now, yes. I see things that Trevor Lawrence is doing right now that's good, but also some bad things.
He threw for 42% completion last week against the Broncos, sure, but 42% completion.
I know.
Like I said before, Urban Meyer is underwater right now. That's their coaching is he can't even breathe. You give him a straw, he's still drowning.
Listen, I don't know why people are ragging on Urban Meyer. It's been 2 games. Like, give that man a chance. He's trying to implement a brand new offense and brand new defense onto a team. Like, even the veterans that have been there, they're still learning everything too.
So you can't come at Trevor Lawrence then.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, I brought him up. That was me.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Ryan. He's the one.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
That's why I didn't bring up Trevor Lawrence, because yes, he's the number 1 pick and blah blah blah. Just like I just said about Zach Wilson, but I think I've seen some glimpses of good things from Lawrence. I really haven't seen anything from Wilson.
From Zach Wilson. Yeah.
And also, this comes to the culture of the Jets. Like, historically, ever since that team's been owned by, what's his name, Woody Johnson, I think it is. Like, they've just been the epitome of suck bag. The only time they were good was like a couple years with Rex Ryan, where he got them fired up and they ran through wall for him. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad we're doing this now, because hopefully these players that we're talking about all spit in our face and ball out the rest of the year. Because I mean, Zach Wilson's probably not going to. No. But, like, I could see a player like Big Ben doing that to me. Like, just be like, you thought I didn't have it. Ford bombs to, like, Claypool, and then he's in the running. So
yeah, we have to remember Big Ben is, that's a newish offensive line. Like, a lot of those guys didn't play together last year, so I'd give it a couple more weeks before I really bail on him. But I understand we're doing it this week. We're doing this right now, so I didn't disagree with your pick of Big Ben. It's just, I think he's gonna bounce back.
It was either him or Tannehill, and Tannehill's been hot garbage.
So. Yeah, that would have been a better pick.
So
that's it, man.
What do you got? Yeah. So what you got for us for Ryan's fantasies?
All right, since we
have a great segment.
No. It's gonna be quick. I'm just gonna hit some games that you should be looking at, because, like, I'm gonna tell you, look at the Vegas reports every time. Like I say this every week. The high scoring games, we got a 55.5 point over under for the Chiefs versus Chargers. I like this game. I mean, you gotta love Herbert. He's like throwing for, like, I feel like he cannot throw under 300 yards. Like, this man is he throws a lot of yards. He just hasn't been getting in the end zone as much as I thought he was going to get in the beginning of the year. He's going to need to get in the end zone if he's going to play against Pat Mahomes. So the Chiefs-Chargers game, you're going to want to stack some players on that side. It's going to be a little bit more expensive if you're trying to go for like a Mahomes, Kelsey stack or something like that. Jared Cook actually has been showing up. He looks like a pretty decent value at the tight end position.
You heard me last week.
Yeah, me and Kenny kind of got our foot in our mouth. The Seattle and Minnesota Vikings have a 55-point over-under. It's at Minnesota, so it's indoors. There's no weather conditions. They play faster on turf, and I think that Seattle has a high-powered offense. The Vikings can put up points in bunches. I'm not going to tell you to go chasing points, but that third wide receiver for the Vikings, I think he's a second-year player, Osborne or something like that.
Yeah,
he's
KJ
balled
Osborne,
out.
yeah,
he's had 2 weeks where he's got back-to-back touchdowns. He's been getting at least 7 targets a game. So he's a guy you might want to throw in your lineup because he looks like he's pretty good. The other one is Tampa Bay versus the Rams. This game, and I didn't. Oh, actually, one player I didn't mention during the injury lineup. Antonio Brown is in the COVID protocol this week, so he tested positive today. So since he is,
they said he's going to be likely
he
out.
is vaccinated. He needs 2 negative tests within a 24-hour span. So if he tests negative tomorrow and he tests negative next day, then sure. But like it's very doubtful that he'll be out there on the field, which kind of stinks for the Buccaneers because the Rams are no slouch on defense. Like Jalen Ramsey, I imagine was going to lock up Godwin maybe, or he's just going to flip-flop between Godwin and Evans depending on how they want to run it.
He'll probably do that. Yeah.
So that to me seems like it might be an under game. 54.5 points is a lot against 2 pretty stout defenses. So to me, that seems like a game I would fade, but you guys could do whatever you want. But throw Gronk in your lineup because he might just get 2 touchdowns every game. He might average 2 touchdowns a game because especially with Antonio Brown out, if Antonio Brown's out, Gronk is a surefire touchdown because Brady's just throwing everything to him. And then another one is the Titans Colts. It's only 40. I mean, not only, but it's a 48-point over under. There's a lot of points. And if Carson Wentz doesn't play, then I would take the under in that one because it's going to have to be the Titans putting up all the points because I just can't see the Colts doing it without like a quarterback because. Who's their backup? Jacob Eason?
Eason, yeah.
He
could throw. He could sling a little bit.
So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. And then go ahead.
No, you good. I thought you were done.
No, I was just gonna throw out some cash game picks for DFS. So Kyler balling out.
For sure.
He's so good, and he's 8,700. I think this is FanDuel. But like you're gonna get like the number 1 quarterback for 109,000. That's not likely. So anytime that someone's like that and you're in a cash game lineup, throw Kyler Murray out there because he is balling out. He's gonna be the number 1 quarterback this year in fantasy, I think. Like if he keeps playing the way he is, with his rushing ability, it doesn't mean he's gonna be the best quarterback. Brady's going to throw more touchdowns, 100%.
No, I just think he's going to get hurt. That's the only reason I say that. That's going to knock him. But like when he's on the field, you can't stop him, bro, because you know it's the Kyler Murray show.
That's what happened last year, though. He did get hurt. Banged up a little bit at the end of the year.
Christian McCaffrey is finally at the 10,000 mark in FanDuel, so it gets to the point where it's a little scary to play him because, like I said last week, he can have no touchdowns and be the number 1. But like that man he got a touchdown last week, and he balled out. But like I'm pretty sure he was the RB1 last week, so he's still good. I would still look at him.
A guy that's
Najee.
cheaper. If you want to go a guy cheaper with at running back, but still is a really good running back this week, I think is Kamara. Because the Patriots don't have the linebacker play to cover him. He's going to get passes. I think he's going to have a really good PPR game. Just
Which
throwing
way?
it out there. Kamara.
Kamara versus the
England,
Patriots.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's only 8,000
That-
as opposed to the 10,000 that McCaffrey costs.
That would
And I don't know-
be my favorite scenario is Kamara just going out there and balling out against the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know what Rondale Moore is, but if you're going to take Kyler Murray, he probably is a little bit higher than he was, last week because a lot of people were putting the spotlight on him. But for some reason, him and Kyler Murray still have that bromance going. So, if it's not going to D-Hop, it's probably going to Rondale Moore. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I love that. I love it. Oh, Rondell Moore's so good. He's so good. Because it was in pre-draft, it was between him and a similar smaller player in Tutu Atwell. And it ends up being like Rondell Moore is the better, more like athletic player. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
He was a beast. He was a beast his freshman year in Purdue, bro. Like people were saying, he was like the most dynamic player in football. But then he had a back injury and another injury, which kind of like dimmed the light on him, and people thought that was going to be his big issue coming into college. I mean, to the NFL. But he looks every bit of 4.2, 4.3. I tell you that for sure. So, yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's it. That's all I got for the DFS stuff and for fantasy this week. It's light.
Well, you know what we do. BK Bets, we bring in money. We didn't bring any money this week, but we bring in money. You still up.
know what we
You still
do
up.
every
You
other
know what we
week.
do every other week. Okay, our goal is to make sure you guys hit at least one time. Either Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, and then you'll be up a couple thousand at the end of the season. But anyway, get into BK Bets. I'm gonna start off my part. Me and or not me and Brian. I was 2 for 3, right? Brian brought you a win the week before last week. I was 2 for 3. So I apologize on that. I try to do better this week. It's not a lot of gimme games this week, so I would take this with a grain of salt. But I got Memphis at -3, Texas A&M at 5.5. I'll probably or Texas is 5.5, and then Notre Dame at +6.5. I would take the Notre Dame game and push that to 7. I don't think it comes to that. I think it's a 3-point game with Notre Dame versus Wisconsin. Only reason I say 7 is because they're playing at Wisconsin, and sometimes when you're playing at the opponent's field, it can get a little iffy. So if they beat them by a touchdown, you'll still push in that regards. I was talking to Brian about this earlier with Texas A&M. When I was looking at it, they're playing at Arkansas, but then when I look, Arkansas really haven't played anybody. Texas is really not good this year. Texas A&M defense is pretty stout. So 5.5 points, I'd like them to win by a touchdown on that. So I kind of switched my thought process from earlier, and I'm taking them at 5.5. So those is my 3-team parlay. And then if you want a sure bet, I like Army -7. That triple option is hard to stop. So if you're doing a single bet, I would take Army. If you just need some sure money. So that's what I got for college.
All right, for NFL, the 3-team parlay I got right now, I got Carolina -8. I think that Davis Mills first week. I know Kenny thinks it's a trap game, but I'm telling you,
It's a trap game,
Davis
guys.
Mills first week starting, it's a short week. They're not gonna have time really to put it in a really good scheme. Panthers are playing on fire right now. I still won't like them at -8. I know it's a lot to give up, and it's in Houston, but I like it. I think they're going to win by a couple scores. Plus
There ain't no way the Panthers lose that game.
Well, yeah, but they have to cover 8 points. So they have to win by 9.
I think they can.
Two
That's
possessions
easy.
for
That's too easy.
I'm hoping so.
That's why he's putting it on his bets.
I got +8 on Washington. They're at the Bills, but I don't think the Bills are going to steamroll this team. I think it's going to be a close game. Closer than 8 points anyways. I don't care if you want to say the Bills are going to win. That's fine. I'm just trying to make sure that Washington covers. Giving me 8 points, I'll take that. And then for my third game, I decided to change up a little bit this week. I haven't done an over-under yet, so I did an over-under. I'm going over with the Chargers and Chiefs. I feel like that's a pretty slam dunk pick. Both offenses are dynamic, and both defenses will give up some points. So I just think that's an easy pick. If you don't like my Houston and Carolina pick. I also do like the Bears to keep it within 7. They're at +7 right now. So if you want to switch that in instead of the Panthers, go for it. Or if you want to make it a 14 parlay and make even more money, hey, by all means, try it out. Do what you want to do. That's all I got,
Yeah. I would say one thing. I really like Green Bay this week. +3.5 against 49ers. You're playing in San Francisco. I think, Rodgers is back on track. So I really like them +3.5. I know if Brian agrees or not, but that's my pick NFL-wise. It's a sure game.
I just feel like it's too close of a game to call. You're basically making a pick 'em at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm going to take the points in that case.
Well, right.
Rodgers was very closely one of my least impressive players. I get he balled out this last week
against Detroit,
but it was all short. Like, he has 4 touchdowns. 2 of them were like short little shovel passes to Aaron Jones at the 5-yard line. So like, I just wasn't impressed with Rodgers even this last week against Detroit. Like, he only threw for 255. Granted, it was 81% completion, but I don't know. It just wasn't impressive of a win to me.
The 49ers haven't been good yet, though. Their defense hasn't done what it's supposed to do. So
at all. And if it's 3.5, then that means they kick a field goal, win by a field goal. You still got that hook that's going to save you. So that's why I like it in that regards. So but that's it for BK Bets. So hopefully we bring you guys some money back. Win your money back from last week. If you do a double up, then that's big love. But like always, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Our Facebook page is up, so we'll be putting up videos on Instagram, YouTube, and then on Facebook as well. And TikTok, talking about TikTok. We're gonna create a TikTok page as well. So we appreciate all the love and support, man. And we'll see y'all next week. Be safe.
Peace.